Coming up, the Floyd County School District swore in several school resource officers today. We'll tell you more about their roles. And need help heating your home? The Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program might be your answer.
Plus, we've got showers and warm air on the way for later this week. Breaking down the chance for rain and wildfire danger coming up as Mountain News at 6 starts now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
And we want to begin tonight with some new information about a breaking story we first told you about at 4 o'clock. Pikeville Fire Department Public Information Officer Nick Fleming says the department was called out around 2:45 this afternoon to the Pike County Detention Center. A dryer had apparently caught fire and it had spread to the ductwork. Now, firefighters began to knock down the fire from the outside and eventually moved inside. Crews removed the ductwork. Fleming says there were no injuries, but he did say several people in the detention center received oxygen. Inmates were sheltered in place because of a ventilation system that moves smoke outside of the building. But again, that fire's out. No reports of injuries. Several years ago, Floyd County Sheriff John Hunt proposed a plan to have a school resource officer at every school in the Floyd County District. And now that idea has become a reality. WYMT's Alyssa Williams was at the Floyd County Justice Center for a swearing-in ceremony.
James Maynard's coming on there.
A plan 8 years in the making has now come to fruition.
We started out with the previous administration, school administration, to put one in each high school, and we did a middle school. And here we are today, putting one in every school in Floyd County.
As of Tuesday, 8 school resource officers have been sworn in through the Floyd County Sheriff's Office. Sergeant Kevin Shepard says for many of the officers, this endeavor is a change of pace, but it is also a rewarding one.
It's a big difference when you go from getting some pretty derogatory names called at you to going to school and getting, hey, Mr. Shepard, how are you this morning? And high fives and hugs, and it'll make you feel something.
But officers were not the only ones taking part in the ceremony. Several lifeguard ambulance members were also sworn in. The two services have partnered to enhance each of their skill sets.
We've been working with them behind the scenes and trying to get educated, get their people some more education on how to treat rapid injuries and life-threatening injuries.
Using their resources to ensure they are prepared for whatever comes their way.
Hopefully we can grow this into something a lot bigger than all of us.
In Floyd County, Alyssa Williams, WYMT Mountain News.
Those with the Floyd County Sheriff's Office say this partnership with the Lifeguard Ambulance Service was inspired by the deadly Allen ambush that took place earlier this summer. Sheriff John Hunt says officers will be able to save valuable time in case a tragedy like that were to ever occur again.
Well, it's been an overcast day, turning into an overcast evening as we get closer and closer to sunset throughout the region. Temperatures have also stayed pretty steady, upper 50s to lower 60s all throughout the region. And you see low to middle 60s continue throughout much of the region. The only exceptions, Jacksboro, they've seen a little sunshine there at 70. 55, the cool spot in Wise, and still 59 in Clintwood, Logan, and in Pikeville there, where West Virginia, Virginia, and Kentucky all come together. Watching the next batch of clouds begin to move closer to the region as we head into this evening, and we're not done yet. Look out to the south and west. Here comes more cloud cover. We will get a bit of a break, but it won't last too long. So mostly cloudy skies overnight, 49 an overnight low for us as we head out into our nighttime hours. Now, coming up in a few minutes, I'll have the very latest on when we see a return to some more spring-like weather. That's in just a few. Steve?
All right, thank you, Evan. As temperatures drop, some Kentucky families may be struggling to heat their homes, but there is an option for getting help with your heating costs. WYMT's Olivia Calfee explains.
As cooler weather approaches, heating can be a big concern for some families. That is why LIHEAP, or the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program, could help people in our region.
It's to help low-income families help pay for their utility bills, mainly in the winter months.
Families who qualify for the program receive assistance with their monthly heating expenses.
It's very critical because so many of our families are on fixed income and elderly, and a lot of times it comes down to a decision, well, do I buy food, or do I buy medicine, or do I pay for my utility assistance?
LIHEAP does not help with the entire heating season, but it helps aid individuals or families so they have available income for other needs. Baker says the program is funded by the state.
Everyone that applies that's eligible is approved, so there's no limit on dollars.
Community action agencies are located in all 120 Kentucky counties and can assist people with applications. Baker says there are important things to have on hand for your appointment.
So you have to bring in Social Security cards, proof of residence, you have to bring in utility bills, proof of income.
Families must meet specific income requirements to get aid from LIHEAP. In Perry County, Olivia Calfee, WYMT Mountain News.
Baker says last year during the fall subsidy, they processed more than 3,700 applications, amounting to more than $700,000 in benefits between the 4 LKLP counties. A new ambulance service is coming to Floyd County. The city of Prestonsburg has recently added an ambulance service to both of their fire stations that will respond to emergency calls within the city limits. Mayor Les Stapleton says folks in the community, as well as those who work at the Prestonsburg Fire Department, are excited to provide this service.
They are excited. It's another service that we can offer, and the citizens deserve that. But the big thing is they've been there when they've had to wait on an ambulance, when they had to wait to be able to transport somebody.
Stapleton added that 2 other ambulance services are in town, and although the service is great, wait times on emergency calls are sometimes much too long due to limited personnel. We will have more about this coming up tonight at 11. Students were relocated at Wayne County High School this morning after officials say a threatening note was found in a girls' restroom. The note said, quote, "I hate everyone. On November 1st, I will have a bomb. Say bye to your parents. You will all die." Wayne County Sheriff's deputies and KSB troopers arrived with bomb detecting canines. Sheriff Tim Catron said the school was, quote, "found to be free of any bomb material and safe." Students returned to the classroom around 12:30 this afternoon. Now, unrelated to the bomb threat, the Wayne County school system is closing for the rest of the week, but that's due to illness. Well, we are just a few days away from early in-person voting in Kentucky. You can cast your ballots in person at locations around the state starting Thursday. WYMT's Phil Pendleton spoke to several county clerks about the process.
It's about to get very busy for county clerks in Kentucky. Absentee ballots are rolling in and are being processed.
I don't know, 3,000 or 4,000 back by now, maybe almost 5.
The first day to cast a ballot in person is Thursday. Early voting runs from 8:30 to 4:30 Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at the Senior Center off Richmond Road.
No excuse. Anybody can do it. I would ask, though, due to the limited size of the facility, that we try to limit it to people that really need it, like our folks that work in the healthcare industry, or you have a job that's a 12-hour shift on Tuesday. Those kinds of people are the ones I think this is targeted for.
Depending on who you talk to, voter turnout is still a big question. In Laurel County, I was told that it could be more than 30%. Here in Lexington, it could be higher than that. The county clerk told me that the constitutional amendments could be driving people to the polls. The 2 amendments could take some time to read, and clerks advise knowing more about those before voting.
You need to find out before you come vote how you're going to vote, because you are limited to 4 minutes to vote. So don't take up too much time trying to figure out what you're going to do when you come to the polls.
And one of those amendments is very lengthy, so we would prefer that you not read it for the first time when you're in the voting booth. You can access your sample ballot off of my website at FayetteCountyClerk.com.
Poll workers aren't likely to keep a stopwatch, but clerks say be mindful of what you're doing and educated on the issues. Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Each county will have at least 8 hours of early voting Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, with voting on Election Day next Tuesday, 1 week from today, from 6 a.m. until 6 p.m. You can find out more on the process, ballots, and other information on WYMT.com.
Well, coming up, we need rain, and we have a little bit on the way, but it's not going to be nearly enough. Breaking it down right after this. Plus.
One flood survivor in Whitesburg gets a new home today. We spoke with the organizations that made it possible.